How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Most Okayest podcast. I am Steven, along with Tyler. By now,
Hello.
by now you should know both of us. I mean, if you've been watching, you know,
Or
maybe
listening.
or listening. Yeah, maybe you
Or
haven't
maybe
been.
you're watching us
Maybe you haven't
doing
been
this.
doing either.
And that's okay. We're just trying to we're just trying to get away in life, you know?
No, just trying to do something different. I mean, it's not like there are over like a million different podcasts. You know, we're
Yeah, it's not
unique.
like
You know.
it's like it's not like, every single person started a podcast during COVID, but
Yep.
we we are trying. Okay, give us the benefit of the doubt, please, and help us.
But it's funny. When I made the Instagram a few weeks ago, I made it a professional account, like just so that way, you know, it would be more tailored towards something like this. So that way we have like insights and everything, so we could like track our analytics better.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like a thing when you set up a professional account, like it's a little checklist. It's like, you know, invite friends and like follow similar people. And I was going through like 3 pages, and they were like listed like 20 people at a time. And I went through like 3 different pages, and they were all podcasts. Because I had listed us as a podcast,
Uh-huh.
and then like it was like similar people. Like it was like 3 pages of just 20 different accounts, and it was nothing but podcasts. And it was podcasts for wrestling, for tech, for video games, for just like random off the wall shit, for like mental health and all that stuff. Like they had like a mental health podcast, and I was like, "Yep, we're super unique." I was like, "Yep, we do something that nobody else on the planet."
We do everything.
I was like, "Oh my god!" But
What separates us from them? We don't know.
we have no clue.
That's
Unique
what makes us so good.
our unique viewpoints, I guess. I don't know.
We try, we're sorry.
But I mean, it's been a crazy few weeks. We haven't recorded in a
Mhm.
while.
It's not because we didn't want to and we had it. Well, we were kind of busy. I was kind of busy, but
yeah,
there just wasn't too much going on. There was just kind of just meh.
it was a little bit of a lull. It got pretty hot here in Colorado, and then we had stuff we had to do the last few weeks.
And now it's just nice and cool and rainy and just so nice. It's like
Hope-
70 degrees.
yeah, hopefully this lasts. Hopefully it lasts
Oh,
because oh my god, just the 103-degree weather. And I know there might be some random person who's listening to this like in Death Valley going like 103 degrees, you pussies. It's like no, we're not used to this. We live in Colorado, man. No.
no. This is not fun.
This
No.
this sucks. And I mean, it's funny because I mean, I personally follow some people like who live in like Florida and like Georgia and stuff, and they like say like the heat's terrible, and they're like it's worse with the humidity. I was like, if I had humidity, I probably wouldn't be able to get off my bed. Like I'd be like suction cupped to it.
Humidity sucks. Humidity absolutely sucks.
Oh yeah, humidity's terrible. But so I figured as a little start here, um, what important things have happened in the last 2 weeks for you, buddy? I mean, I know some important stuff happened, but I mean, do you want to go into it?
What has happened?
Jesus Christ.
What has happened?
Who knows? Just
The
you and
Nuggets got bounced, so that's pretty important because that's going to change everything.
yeah,
Maybe.
the Avs got pooped
The
on.
Avs got bounced. What else is important? Oh yeah. I forgot. I didn't really forget. It's a joke. So people, please don't come after me and cancel me.
Jesus Christ.
So we've been talking for a little bit, and talking about, I'm having a kid, all this and that. So we had our gender reveal last week, which is today is the 27th. So we had it on the 19th, that Saturday of June of God's Green Earth 2021. Or God's year? Is it Jesus' year or God's year? Is it God year of God 2021? How does that work?
You're asking the wrong person, dude.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I mean, out of everybody,
The year of our Lord. The year of our Lord. That's how they say it.
Yeah.
The year of our Lord Obi-Wan Kenobi 2021. I found out I am having a boy, so we're working on names. We're working on getting the nursery all kind of working and getting themes going and seeing what we're gonna do with that. And then yeah, just kind of going from there now. Now we know what we can buy and what we can do and all this other fun stuff. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Oh.
guess I should I should do is, since now I'm becoming a dad. Um
Time to turn the dad jokes on.
I've been getting ready for him,
Have you?
you know. So I've gotten, here and there, I've gotten some ready to go. And I'm trying to think of one to give you guys right now, and so there's one. Here's one. How do people lose their kids in a mall?
How?
I don't know, but tips are welcome.
That's actually kind of funny. I hate you for that. Jeez.
So that's
Okay.
the big news. Steven, you got any big news?
Um. No, not really. I mean, I was busy for those 2 weeks. The weekend before your gender reveal, I went to a baby shower for my cousin. He's having a little girl. I think in like a month. Like they've I mean they've known the gender for a while and all this stuff. Like it's coming. Like it's at the doorstep. Um, but then yeah, had your gender reveal thing. That party was great. By the way, you guys did a good job. It was really cool. I honest to God still thought you were gonna pass out. Like
I was excited.
like
I
like
was a little excited.
like when Abby's little like
Her
her little confetti thing.
confetti
Yeah,
cannon.
yeah.
Yeah, her confetti cannon.
When it went off and yours didn't, and then like you saw the color, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna pass out.
I was a little excited. I was a little excited.
I mean, I'm glad you're excited though. Like
Yeah.
that's good because I mean, it would really suck for
If I wasn't excited.
for like that kid to see it one day, and like you just like look so disappointed. Like the kid's like, the kid would be like, you didn't want me. He'd be like, I don't know.
Well, I wanted you. Just wanted a different you.
Jesus, just ruin your kid that way. Oh no.
That's why you're adopted.
Oh man.
Our actual son or daughter is not here anymore.
Somewhere else.
She's in Africa.
But yeah, I mean, it's a good party. It was nice. I'm like I said, I was glad that you were that excited. That was cool to see. It was cool to be a part of.
It was.
But I mean, aside from the baby shower and the gender reveal, had a couple of interviews the last few weeks. Got one tomorrow. Looking for a job that'll pay decent. Been looking for a job. Got a couple interviews that I had that haven't heard back. So who the fuck knows? I emailed them and they're like, "Did we talk to you?" And it's like, "Yeah, you did."
Who are you? Who the hell are you? Huh? Why are you emailing me?
But that and I guess I watched E3, but I mean that was just something that I did on my own. I know you're not a huge fan of just sitting there and watching game trailers. So.
I mean, it's cool, but I'll watch them when they come out on social media.
Yeah, I get it. And I mean, there's really no point watching them without people there. I mean, that's the whole reason why I kind of enjoy watching the conferences, is because I like seeing other people get hyped, because then like I kind of get hyped off them being hyped. But when it's just digital, it's like, you know. And I mean, it's especially that way with games that I don't really care about, because I mean, if somebody else cares about it and they get hyped, I can still be like, oh, that's cool. At least other people are excited by it. But like, if it's something that just doesn't look enjoyable to me, and then like it's just voiceover, like over a trailer or something, and then they're just like, oh, this game looks like this, it looks like this, you could do this. It's like, well, I don't care. I mean, that sounds cool and all, but who cares?
Right. Yeah, yeah.
But
Understandable.
let's see. I
I think
think
personal wise, I think that's personally we're all good.
yeah,
I think we covered
I
everything.
think we're all caught up personal. So I
Yeah.
mean,
See, that's why we like taking these hiatuses. You know, you guys get more personal news.
yeah, yeah. You get the same personal news from me. I have been lazy. I have done nothing. My life is just swirling down a toilet, and you know, sometimes it's better than the last time.
It would make that swirling down the toilet thing makes a lot of sense if you guys listen to the last episode where he talked about the
Loaf and jug thing. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh my
because you guys
god.
that was a fun time.
We have to talk.
Stinky
We'll have to
lens.
we'll have to talk about the other one some other
Yeah,
time. I mean, I feel
yeah.
like
We'll have to dedicate a whole episode to that one.
I feel like that's one where we need like all our friends on. Like we need multiple people on for that one.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be fun. Just to hear the reactions to
Oh,
everybody.
I don't think we could make it through that story in a decent amount of time. Like you guys would be just laughing.
That laughing. No matter how many times I hear it, it's just fantastic.
Yeah. But I think with that, we're gonna take a small break and let you guys. We'll take a small break and let you guys hear from our sponsors,
Work
and then we'll be right back.
sponsors. Bye. Hello, 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 and welcome back to the mostest, okayest podcast. I am your other host that didn't introduce himself. I guess I kind of did. I'm Tyler. Welcome back, everybody. It's great to have you back. As you can tell, we are really hyped up for this episode. Just hyped up for this episode.
Just
So,
just off the walls, man.
just off the freaking walls. We love it here.
It's
Dirty.
we already talked about it, but I mean, it's been a few days where it hasn't been 100 degrees, so you can live with one unhyped podcast. Today is just chill. We're relaxed until we probably talk about some things that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes, and then I'll get upset, and then we'll be hyped again.
Oh yeah. So our first topic that we are going to talk about is Tom Brady, the GOAT, greatest of all time, quarterback in the NFL, plays for Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Probably going to win 2 more Super Bowls here shortly.
To avoid any spoilers for Loki, please skip ahead.
He
to
said his career is coming to an end. Now I know people hate him, people love him, people are okay with him, whatever. I am okay with him. I don't love him, but I am okay with him. It's the fact that we've grown up, Steven and I have grown up with this man in the NFL our whole lives, basically. I mean, 2001, right? Or 2000, he get drafted?
2000, I think. It was the year right after Peyton.
Yeah. Last pick in the draft, that was really when, at our age, we could really start understanding football and, start really watching it. And even then, it was still kind of like meh. But looking back and thinking about it, I mean, it's Tom Brady. He's been dominating the league for his whole career, basically. And at some point, we're not going to see him anymore, and it's going to be really weird because just like without Drew Brees in the league or going to NBA, not seeing Kobe, not seeing. At some point, we're not going to see LeBron. We're not going to see some of these guys anymore. It's kind of like, damn. It's getting to the age now where new talent is taking over, and it's kind of weird. But Tom Brady at his time, I think, to let someone else dominate the league. Probably Patrick Mahomes, sadly. Even though I respect the hell out of that guy, and he's a genius. He's just a god out there.
He is the Chiefs quarterback.
He is the Chiefs quarterback. Yes, I think everybody knows who that is, Steven.
I mean, but I mean, saying coming from us, he's a great player. Yeah. You can admire the skill, but fuck,
Yeah, especially he's in the AFC West. It really does suck. He's in the AFC West. But yeah, I think Brady getting out of there is going to be something weird to see in the NFL for years to come. But that's still, I think, a couple years away. So
you think so?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, I think he's got a couple more years in him.
the way that interview sounded, I mean, he might be thinking this is the last year. Like he might.
Nah, he's got one. He's got 2 or 3 more left in him.
You think so?
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah, he's not going to go one more and then be done. He's going to try and win 2 more Super Bowls.
yeah. I mean, maybe. I don't
He
know.
wants to. He wants 2 more.
I just, I just, I want him to be done. I want him to be. Just go retire, man. You don't have to prove anything to anybody anymore. I mean,
No, did you hear what he said about Mitchell Trubisky?
no. What do you say about Mitch?
So Chicago was one of his stops, and I guess that's something they didn't. He didn't like him, or he didn't like Chicago, or Chicago didn't right pitch, and he goes, "Okay, so you're gonna stick with that motherfucker."
Jesus.
And so people, he never said that it was Chicago, but people have determined that that meeting was with Chicago,
Uh,
and of course, who else are they talking about? Trubisky. So
yeah.
I guess the pitch wasn't strong enough, and well, we're gonna see what the Bucks did and how they got him, and now look at him,
Yeah. I mean,
Super Bowl champions.
do you feel like Brady could have won in Chicago though? Like, I mean,
No, oh, not with the talent. Now they probably would
yeah,
have people seeing that Brady was there, yes, but not with what Chicago had there to begin with. I mean, Tampa Bay already had a strong supporting cast already there,
yeah, yeah,
so I didn't see. I no, I don't see Chicago. I mean, yeah, it would upgrade them, but not in the AFC North.
yeah.
I mean, NFC North. I'm sorry.
Where did Mitch go? Mitch isn't a Bear anymore, right? He's gone.
He's a. Oh no, I should know this.
I say, I thought they got rid of him.
They did. I just can't remember where.
Oh, I have to look it up. Fuck. Mitch Trubisky is.
Buffalo.
Yeah, he's down in Buffalo. He's a backup to Josh Allen, which means
Yeah, he's not
he's probably never gonna touch the field again, unless
unless he gets hurt. Yeah.
yeah, unless he gets hurt. Because I mean, I feel like Buffalo is Josh Allen's now. Like, I mean, he's proved that that's his spot. So.
Oh, never mind. I guess Buffalo Bill, Tom Brady. You're probably not referring to Mitchell Trubisky with the latest comments. So who was he talking about then? I wonder. I was on the shop. If you've seen that one with like LeBron and everybody, they sit in like a.
Well, no, he is on the Bills.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that he's not talking about Tom Brady was not talking about
Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, he was talking about the Bills.
No. No. Tom Brady, I was just saying that that's where Tom Brady was, and that's the Bills. I was reading something from the Bills um Bills site or something like that. A
Oh.
Bills website.
Oh, okay. And yeah.
Let's see.
Dang,
Trying to see.
he was born on August 20th of 94. I didn't know that.
Who, Trubisky?
Bisky.
Damn.
He's a week older than me.
Yeah, they said, was Brady talking about the 49ers and old understudy Jimmy Garoppolo? What about the Raiders and Derek Carr? It could have been the Colts or Chargers. Two teams reportedly with interest at the time, unless Brady has beef with Philip Rivers, signing with Indy, or Justin Herbert going to the Chargers in the draft. I'm not sure the Titans fit, but that might depend on your definition of settling on Ryan Tannehill. We might now if Brady would have went to the Titans, I think that could have been an interesting story too.
I think they might have been able to win still. Like, I think Brady could have still won a ring with Tennessee.
Yeah, that would have been interesting because then they had a power running game like he's always had basically or wanted. And I
Yeah.
mean, he got a Leonard Fournette, but he got Derrick Henry.
Yeah, that would have been interesting to see Brady on the Titans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would have meant though last year we would have had to play him first game.
Yeah. Yep, it definitely would have been as close of a loss as we had. I mean, we only lost, what, by like 4 points? It was 17-13 or something like that?
It was close like that, yeah.
But I mean, yeah, if it would have been Brady, we probably would have gotten blown out.
Yeah. But in other NFL news, I mean, the training camp starts here shortly. What, July, did you say 24th?
27th, it's a month from today.
27th? Oh, that's right. I did 27th.
But
That's good.
I mean, that's just so nice. I mean,
Football.
even watching like the little like snaps of like mini camps and stuff going on
Mm-hmm.
has been nice to see, and I'm just like
Yep.
I just want football to start.
Well,
You
it's
know?
nice to see a full off season again.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure, 100%. I mean, what this time last year they weren't even sure if they were gonna have a season.
Right. They were still, yeah, still
Yeah,
wondering
yeah,
for the season. I think they were still sure they were going to have a season, but I think they were wondering on how.
yeah, how they were gonna
Make
make it
sure they
work.
had it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, things are coming to an end. I mean, the first game is gonna be at full capacity, right? Like they're,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh, it's
Yep.
gonna be so nice
Every
having
single
things back
stadium can
open.
go full capacity.
And I mean, 17 games this year. We get an extra game that means something. I mean, we're cutting down the preseason, which I'm not really upset by, but
Well, you saw
yeah.
last year though how preseason does actually help some of these teams and some of these people because
Oh yeah, yeah,
they
100%.
get their legs under them and they get to start really going. So I think 3 games is good enough. Um,
The one thing that I'm most concerned about with them cutting a preseason game is, are the roster cuts still going to be final week? I mean, I think they're going to be. I haven't heard anything different. I don't know if you have. Um,
mm-mm.
and what is that going to mean in terms of rookies they're not sure of, but they need to give a chance? Like, do you just go like all uncertain guys first week, and then
I bet
second week you're
I
trying to
bet
like
they
figure out the
play.
team?
I bet they play the rookies and then the people that aren't certain. I bet they play them more.
A little bit more, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
like,
they probably play more than the sec. They probably play them a lot first game, a lot second game, and maybe the third game. But or maybe they play starters a little bit more in the second and let the starters not even play in the third game.
well, see, I've been thinking that the way they're gonna do it is rookies and uncertains first game. Like, I mean, you still give like maybe the starters like a drive, get things going, and then after that it's just straight up uncertains. And then second game, I feel like I feel like after a game you should be able to see some positives, and then you should like maybe have some definitives on who you're not gonna go with, but you still give them a shot in the second game, and you're like, if you can, turn it around, maybe. But I feel like third game, by the time that third game rolls around, you're gonna have to like know who you want. You're gonna have to give them a few shots with the first team, because you're gonna have to see if they're gonna work. And I mean, if they don't work, I mean, you can still maybe give them, practice squad status. Because I mean, what is it? What's the preseason roster? Isn't it 75? They have to cut down to 53, or
Yeah, I think so. I think
but
that's yeah.
I mean, you still have to cut 20 plus people in the course of 3 weeks, and I mean that's got to be hard. Especially, I feel like it's gonna be detrimental to some of those diamond in the rough kids, who have the potential to be really good, but they only had 2 weeks to show off their stuff, and like maybe it was just an off week for them. Like that'll kind of suck. But I mean, things have their way of working out. Like I feel like some of those kids might not have shown what they needed to show to the team that picked them up, but they might have caught the attention of like another, like another scout or something, and maybe they'll be somewhere else.
Right. That's all they need to do, man. Most of the time is all those players know they're going to get cut, but if they can show and prove to other teams that need them, that's all they need. That's all they need is one little shot, and they can make it. So
Yeah.
yeah, good luck to all those guys.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's it's gonna be a stressful couple of months for those kids. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, you know, what Terrell Davis got discovered by making a tackle on a kickoff. So,
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
you can contribute anywhere. You should just take any shot you got. So,
Yeah, definitely. So the NFL, like I said, the NFL's coming close. Football's coming close, which means college football is coming, which everything else is great. So
I need to get into that this year. I keep
What,
telling
college football?
myself like for the last few
I don't know why
years
you're not.
that
Yeah,
I
I
need
don't
to
know why you're
get
not.
into
I don't
it.
know why a lot of people that watch football that are football fans don't watch college football. It's
I feel like it's overwhelming. Like there's so many games that happen, and it's like I don't really have a specific college that I root for, so I feel like I'd rather just watch games, but then there's so
yeah,
many
that's
games to
all it is.
watch.
Yeah, just watch games. That's all you do, man. Just watch games, whatever's on, and most of the time, those first couple weeks are kind of meh because they're just like the big teams beating up on the little teams. But
Hmm.
after that, you get really good games coming up. So yeah, just watch games on Saturday, and you'll get some good ones. Um, so moving on to good ones, we're gonna talk a little bit about the. Well, I guess it's not the newest. We haven't talked about it yet. Our newest Disney Plus show that we've been watching, that everybody else has been watching is Loki. Excuse me. Good lord, I keep burping. What do you think about that show?
I I like it. Um, I honestly don't know where they're gonna take it. Like, I mean, I feel like WandaVision, you kind of had an idea of where it was gonna go, and then the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you also kind of had an idea where that was gonna go. But this, I mean, first three episodes, we're gonna talk about it. So spoiler, if you haven't seen the first three, this is your chance. Dip out, and come back later. I'll try to put like a time you can come back to watch, but to avoid any spoilers for Loki, please skip ahead to 32 minutes in the recording. Skip ahead to 32 minutes in the recording. This show has been throwing me for loops. Like I did not expect the things that have happened so far to happen this quickly. I expected some things to happen, but I thought they would be like episode 4 or 5. Like,
Like what?
um, okay, so like in this last episode, how Sylvie says that the TVA agents are all variants.
See, I was just
I
gonna actually bring that up. I was
I
actually way to go.
I knew it was coming, and I was like, okay, I felt it, and I was like, this is gonna happen. This is gonna be the route they're gonna go. But I was like, that's like an episode 5 thing. Like that's gonna be
Okay,
like that's gonna be something that like gets revealed at the very end of the series.
but
But
they're all just regular people.
but they just drop it in episode 3, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I think there's something bigger coming.
okay,
That's the thing.
yeah, yeah.
So the theory that I don't know if you read, but there's a theory going around that the TVA is in the quantum realm.
I've seen that theory.
Have
Yeah,
you seen that? Okay,
yeah.
so it makes a lot of sense because, like, when Ant-Man and Wasp, they're like time moves very differently in the quantum realm. Blah blah blah. Even like Ant-Man says that in Endgame, like time moves differently. You can do this, you can do that. So it would make sense because in Endgame, you can see him like I know you don't see him like go out those through those like portals and everything, but they just show up through there. So like I mean, the TVA has their own little portals, but what if when they do time travel, they go through those little portals like the Endgame, like the Avengers did, and they come out the other side? Like I think that could possibly be like they're in the quantum realm,
Hmm.
and maybe Quantum Mania is going to have something to do with the TVA.
It has that possibility, and I mean, I kind of see where that theory has merit. Um, and I'm not gonna say like I know everything about the TVA. I don't. Like that's one of those things that I'm like I kind of have a
Still
little
learning.
I have a little bit of knowledge, but like some of this stuff is like super new to me. um, and I want to say the TVA is like it's in its own pocket dimension, like in the comics, like it's literally like its own dimension. Um, but I mean, it would make sense for the MCU to be like it's in the quantum realm because people already know what the quantum realm is, and I
And
mean,
because remember, remember that little city you saw in
mhm,
Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that's what people are saying. That's the TVA. That little city's the TVA.
yeah, and I mean that could make sense if that's the route they wanted to go, and I wouldn't be against it.
Do
Um,
you think? Sorry, I keep interrupting. Do you
you're
also think?
fine.
Because I've been wondering this too. Do you think they got snapped?
The TVA,
Yeah, Because I mean, technically, magic doesn't work there, and Infinity Stones were like useless, basically.
Well,
So do you,
technically, the TVA exists out of time, so they couldn't have been affected by something that occurred on the timeline.
mm,
So I don't think they would have been snapped, because I mean,
they saw it happen,
they,
but they didn't.
yeah, it's like um, in a sense, the way the TVA works is like, consider the timeline like like if you had like a pet turtle inside like a little like a, what do they call this thing, like an aquarium or whatever the fuck they call those things.
Mm-hmm.
And like the timeline is that turtle, right? And the TVA is like the owner. Everything that happens in that little habitat affects that turtle, but the TVA is just outside looking in. So Thanos snapping, I mean, it affects everything in the timeline, but they're not in the timeline, so it doesn't matter. They're just kind of like, oh, okay, that was supposed to happen. um, but I honestly feel like what this show is setting up is that the timekeepers are just bullshit. They're not real. Like,
I've also heard too that they're not real, but also heard that one of them could be King the Conqueror.
which is also a possibility. I mean, that's something I've also thought. You
And
said
they could be introducing him as the next villain or something like that.
he, I mean, he's supposed to be in Quantumania, right? Like that's what Feige said during that whole
I think
conference they had
so.
last year. So I mean, they could show him now. I mean, that could be the end of the series. You know, he could be the one controlling the timeline. And I mean, it is known in the comics that
He
he,
has that ability.
I mean, he just specifically dicks with, heroes and the Avengers and stuff. So I mean, that could totally be what he's doing. He could just be dicking with, everything and just making things stressful.
Right.
Um, but I mean, I feel like they're gonna go the route that like the timekeepers are just, they're not real. I feel like they're gonna just have,
Excuse me.
like, maybe Kang, maybe a few other, you know, cosmic beings that, you know, I don't necessarily know who they would pick, but I feel like they could pick Kang and, oh fuck, what's the name of the dude in Secret Wars? I forget his name all the time. I'll have to look him up. I'm not gonna look him up now. But like, if you ever watched the 1990s Spider-Man, like they actually do the Secret Wars storyline,
Uh-huh.
but there's like a guy that plucks them all out of their different realities and like puts them into this one, and it's a bunch of Marvel heroes and villains, and they all like have like a, it's essentially like a battle royale. They all like fight each other to the death. Um, but I mean, it could be some being like that, and it could. I don't think.
Absorbing Man?
Do what?
Is it Absorbing Man?
I don't think so. I don't think that's his name.
Oh, there's Absorbing Man, Doctor Doom, Doctor Ock, the Enchantress, King the Conqueror, Claw, the Lizard, the Molecule Man, Titania.
Well, those are people who are like in Secret Wars, but they're not. That's not.
Oh.
I think it's like the Game Master or something.
Oh, Beyonder?
The Beyonder. There we go. I think that's his name. Secret Wars. Yeah, I think it's the Beyonder. But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be revealed that the timekeepers are all fake, and it's gonna be a couple people behind the scenes making the timeline what they want it to be. Because at the very beginning of the series, in episode 1, in that little cartoon they have with Miss Minutes, she explains that there used to be a multiverse until the timekeepers decided to create the sacred timeline and shit. So I feel like, you know, that'll be the end of the series, is the sacred timeline is going to be broken and it's going to go back to being a multiverse. And I mean, we are getting Secret Wars, right? Isn't that going to be a show? Isn't
Armor Wars is, but I don't know about Secret.
Oh no, Secret Invasion they announced, but they haven't announced Secret Wars.
Secret Invasion will be an actual movie.
It's a movie. Okay. But I mean, they could always make Secret Wars, and I mean that I'd watch that. It would be cool to see. But I mean, yeah, I don't think the timekeepers are going to be real. I think they're gonna really dive into um like B-15 and definitely Mobius, and they're gonna dive into who they were.
Secret Invasion. Sorry, Secret Invasion's a TV show. My apologies.
Okay, but they're definitely gonna dive into who they were before the TVA kind of like wiped their memory, you know, and they're gonna like. I feel like they'll be bigger players than we expect them to be.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
but I
I
mean,
agree.
I've been enjoying the show. I think it's a great show. I
Oh yeah,
mean,
it's fantastic.
I can't wait. It's only 6 episodes, right? So 3 more. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
and they've all
it's
been.
it's such a bummer. I mean, it's not a bummer, but at the same time, it's like I wish these would be longer. You
So
know?
my only thing is too is after seeing Loki fight and everything, and with those things where he like was able to like push people with his magic and everything.
Hmm.
This man had all these powers. Why did he try to kill Thanos with a butter knife?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I
Like,
mean,
come
at that
on.
point in time, Thanos had what? He had the
The
Power
power
Stone
and the space stone.
and the Space Stone. So I mean, I mean, yeah, he might have been able to kill him if he wasn't trying to stab him. You know?
Yeah, he had so many different. He could have like done like pretended to be like, oh, I'm a hologram, and he comes up behind him and whack.
Yeah. Or I mean, he
There's
could.
so many different things he could have
I
done.
mean, with there's so many potentials. There's so many what ifs. Like
Oh, talking about what ifs, isn't that show coming out this
that show,
summer?
it comes out in August. I'm ready for it.
Oh, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be
Um,
really cool.
but I mean, the instant Thanos started attacking, why didn't he just transform into like one of the Chitauri or something and pretend like he was like part of his army? Then you could have just stabbed him in the back.
That's true.
But
Could have transformed him into Thanos himself and be like, who's who?
who is who? I'm gonna stab you.
Oh my god, who is who? I'm gonna stab you.
But I mean, who knows? And but I mean, the show's got great potential, and it's been living up to it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the one last thing I have to say, I don't know if you want to say anything after this, but I've seen some theories floating around that he didn't actually die in Endgame.
Oh, in Endgame. Okay, so
And I was like, okay,
in Infinity War. So the
or
theory
yeah,
that I
Infinity War.
saw, was that he stabs. He's right-handed, and when he's always a
Projection.
not a projection, not Illuminati. Jesus Christ. He's yeah, projection, or he has those whatever they're called. He goes with his left hand. So like in Thor Dark World, he got his left hand chopped off, but he was just an illusion. Illusion, that's the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
He goes left hand. So he tried to stab Thanos with his left hand. So people are thinking that was just him as an illusion doing that. But I don't oh god, I don't know if the stone would have noticed that, but maybe the stone couldn't because he doesn't have the soul stone.
I
It's just
think
the
I think he couldn't have noticed without the soul or the Reality Stone. Like with the space and the power, I don't think you'd be able to tell. I don't think you'd
you
be able
really
to
could.
know
I don't think he could.
because
And
I
I've heard
mean,
too that I've heard too the Tesseract. I mean, he used the Tesseract, and you can use it as a you can put yourself in like different places at once.
I don't think I've heard that, but I kind of get
The
what you're going.
Soul Stone, not the Soul Stone, but the power, not God damn it, the Space Stone can do that. And I've seen that that's a possibility that he put himself in two places at once.
That could be possible.
But I don't know.
I mean,
That'll be interesting to see if that ever comes out because I mean he did see technically the TVA, he saw it happen.
and I mean, it showed. I mean, in that little film thing, it showed that was the end of his life. So I mean, maybe he actually is dead. Maybe
Yeah,
not. You never know. I mean,
yeah, who knows?
it's comic books. They have some weird, funky way of explaining shit. So you never really know. Um, I mean, yeah, like I said, I've been enjoying the show. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna keep doing this weekly. I hope we at least.
We're gonna try. We're definitely gonna try.
Yeah,
It's just with
yeah,
with
we're busy.
yeah, we're busy, and if Steven gets his job and I have my job, and then come with the kid, and we're gonna do as much as we can. But most now that we're gonna have a little couple more Marvel movies and more movies coming out, and NFL starting, we're gonna use that as really a push to do this weekly. This episode was gonna be pretty short, sweet to the point, kind of because I want to play some Warzone, but that's another. That's another topic we'll talk about later.
But
And
I mean, just I wanna at least do one. If we don't do it weekly, up until football starts or something,
yeah,
I at least want to do one more before the finale, so we can like make a couple predictions, and
I
then
agree.
something after the finale.
Okay, I agree.
So that I mean
Let's
that'll
do that.
work.
Let's do that, you big hoss nos boss.
But I think that's it. I don't think we have 3
That
segments
is,
today. I think we just have
yeah,
the 2 because
yeah.
short
I think
episode.
I agree. Yes.
Um, one small thing, I guess, before we get off. There is a rumor. I mean, rumor, definitely a rumor, not confirmed. But
Of your
EA,
mom.
sure. EA Play is happening on July 22nd, I think. Yes, July 22nd. They're gonna show more Battlefield, which I'm up for that. That's gonna be awesome. But the rumor is that EA is going to reboot Dead Space, and I don't know about you, but I would gladly take more Dead Space because I mean I love those games. Those games are amazing. um, 3 kind of sucked. I mean, it was cool that you could play it co-op, but man, those microtransactions, such a bitch. And like how game mechanics were tied into microtransactions just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Um, but I mean, if they go in not trying to nickel and dime people and they just make a good story, I I think that's gonna be one of like the most anticipated things for me would be a new Dead Space game.
I did enjoy Dead Space a lot. I did.
Yeah,
I'll give it that. Also, real quick, Portland 26 minutes ago just set an all-time record for a high temperature at 111 degrees.
100
So
and
we're enjoying. Yeah,
111 in Portland.
yeah, we're enjoying ourselves here. But Seattle is at
Jesus.
95, Boise is at 95, and Portland's at 111.
Dude, I feel bad for those people. Holy shit, they never have it that hot there. Like I mean that's got to be like
That's what happens. That's what happens when you no no no
nope.
no nope
We don't want to get into that discussion right
no.
now. But I mean, I just that probably feels like some fucking end of day shit for those people. Oh, it's never been this hot. Oh my god. Because I mean, oh, fuck, that sounds terrible. I mean, like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Portland is that's coastal, right? Like they're not inland, are they?
I think they're like kind of inland, but kind of
Uh,
close to the.
because I was gonna say a coastal town. You know, I get it has the potential to get that hot, but I mean, you think the breeze coming in from the ocean would fucking cool you a little bit? I mean, oh my god, that sounds fucking awful. I would hate that. I
Doesn't it?
I hate when it gets over 80. Like that's personal. I mean, I'm fat, dude. Like anything over 80 sucks.
It's maybe what I'm looking at. It's maybe like an hour to 2 hours. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but an hour, 2 hours away from the coast.
Yeah. I don't know. That sounds terrible.
Ugh.
I feel bad for those people. I hope those people have central air or at least like a swap cooler or something. Because holy fuck, that sounds like shit. I just, dude, I'm dead serious, man. Anything over 80 for me is fucking god awful. I hate it when it gets to be 100. I could not imagine 111. I'd probably just sit there and be like, I'm just gonna sit in the bathtub all day. I'm gonna
I didn't know
fucking
Portland. I'm looking at Portland. I didn't know Portland was so close to the Washington border. Like it's like right on the border.
oh yeah, it's like right on
Huh.
the border. Yeah.
Isn't the capital of Oregon though? Isn't it Salem? Or no, it's
God, I don't
what is
know.
it? Eugene?
I don't fucking know, man. I have not once thought about U.S. geography since like high school. Can you name your capitals? I can barely name my own fucking capital.
What? I don't even know what ours is.
That's like people. You know the
It's Salem.
capital of New York? It's not New York City. No shit.
I always like the ones. Have you seen the people going around asking people questions about like random shit? Like, how many stars are on the flag? And they're like 52, and they're like very confident about it. And they're like, show me show me with your finger on a map where Mexico is, and they're like, I've been there, but I don't know where it is.
I like those. Those are funny. Like,
They're like, what's Obama's last name? And they're like, no, they're like, what's Obama's first name? They're like, President. Jesus
it's
Christ.
like, you fucking idiots. No, I like those. It's even funnier. Like, I mean, it's funny when it's like, can you point to like Iran? And they point to like fucking the middle of China, and it's like, no. But I mean, it's even funnier when it's like this country, and they're like, do you even know where Massachusetts is? And they'll point to like South Carolina, and it's like, no, no, that's not right.
Or the best ones are like when they say name 3 continents, and they're like North America, United States, Mexico. You're like, you named one continent with 2 countries in that same continent.
Yeah, you named the same country twice. You fucking idiot.
Those people are so stupid, and they say it so confidently too.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and they all look at you like, is that right? And their friends are like, yeah, that's right. Like, I would beat the living shit out of somebody if someone did that in front of me. Like, how stupid are you? And it's always the people too. They're like, I saw one too. Like, can you recite our Pledge of Allegiance? They're like, Pledge Allegiance, one nation under God. Like, what? You skipped a whole 2 lines.
I was like, you skipped a whole ton of shit, man. Like, I haven't been in school for fuck. It's almost been fucking, holy shit. It's almost. But no, I mean, I haven't been in school for a decade, man. I haven't recited the pledge fucking since high school, and I still remember the Pledge of Allegiance.
It's like burned into your memory.
It is like, but yeah, you know, been an interesting last few weeks. Been, yeah, it's been slow but not slow at the same time. You know, not a whole lot to talk about, but stuff happened. So if you can understand what I'm saying, props to you, because I don't even really know what ever.
I don't even know either what you're saying.
But I think that's gonna do it. You have anything else to add, sir?
I don't know.
Don't. Okay. All right, and that's gonna do it for us. This has been the Most Showcase podcast. You can listen to us on Spotify. You can find our videos on YouTube, and as always, you can connect with us on our Twitter and now our Instagram. Tyler, would you like to plug yourself?
You can find me on Twitter at TylerHulk12, and you can find me on Instagram at TyHulk12. Super easy.
Alrighty. For me, you know, Twitter, Instagram, it's all Holly Jelly Gamer. So, you know, you want to find me, that's it. That's cool. Next episode, don't know when it's gonna be, but you know, like I said, we're gonna try to get something done before the Loki finale, so we can kind of, you know, give like our finale predictions. Be sure to interact with us on our socials, so you know we can include you guys in the podcast. But other than that, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'm done talking. You have anything else to say, Tyler, before we get off?
I am done talking as well. I'm gonna go play some Warzone.
All right, talk to you guys later. Have a great rest of your day. Safe.
Get out of here.